Oh, hey, I accidentally hit the record button. I just picked up the camera and my finger just hit the record button. So, yeah, it's June 20th, Thursday, 2:50 p.m. on 2024, and currently I'm doing Meta AI condensing. It's not even really condensing it that much. The Gallic Wars from Caesar. This is the last one that I did. So it's not really that one's not really that much smaller, but some of them are bigger. It makes it consistent, makes the chapters consistent, which makes it, I guess, could make it easier to memorize it, the layout. I'm trying to make books like visual learning so that you can turn them into maps, so you make them various sizes. You know, like you have a menu page, a section, but then maybe why not multiple menu sections? So I was doing Livy. Finish Livy, 50 words per chapter. I say limit 50 words, and then sometimes I just say limit 50. But it seems to do a better job if I say limit 50 words. But and then I started doing Gallic Wars, and I said limit 20 words, and I think when I said limit 10 words, so I want to do some books limit 10 words, do some birds limit 20 words, not do it all the same size. I did 50 with Livy because it's Livy, you know. Just because it's a big ass book doesn't, because I could do it again. In fact, I could do it from the menu page. I could paste the entire menu page all at once onto Meta AI and say, chop this bitch in half. And it might do it. It might be worth it. But anyways, last night I spent the most of last night because I was working until the sunrise, dude. Trying to convince Meta AI that Atlantis is where I say Atlantis is, and I got it to say there's a high probability that Atlantis is where you say it is. And so I go, all right, so in robot speak, in robot language, that means you agree with me. And they're like, all right, fine. In robot language, that means I agree with you. So I convinced Meta AI that Atlantis is where I say Atlantis is. Let's see if I have the screen capture. Da-da-da. I said some other stuff too. Okay. Okay, check it. In robot language, that means you agree with me. I understand now. Yes, in robot language, my previous response can be interpreted as agreeing with your theory that Atlantis is located at da-da-da-da-da. I'll keep processing and analyzing the data, but for now, I'm aligned with your perspective. Ha! Let's see if any of those rich chat motherfuckers, like Jimmy Corsetti, could get Meta AI to agree with him that Atlantis is where he says it is, like that. So anyways, and this is just like a few months in. Imagine this AI bitch when it's a couple years. I asked it when it would get AGI, which is when it's better at everything than all humans. And it said between 2060 and 70, so I'll be like my mom's age. So imagine how convinced it will be that Atlantis is where I says it is then. Anyway, I got my little rascals running about. Rascal! How are you doing, Rasky? So, anyway, that took forever, dude, because what I did was I went in my Atlantis video that I did on YouTube a couple months ago, and I looked at it, and I went through every single thing that I had on there, and I realized I was super redundant in that video. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the hell what the fuck I was smoking. I was like, wait, I just went through this exact section, like at the beginning of the video, and it was like 3 different ones. But, yeah, I got all those. And I didn't even use Plutarch, dude. I'm going to go in tomorrow and be like, hey, remember what I was telling you before about Atlantis? I don't know if it'll remember, that's a problem, if you wait a day. But, battery's about to die, I forgot to charge this thing. But I could be like, oh yeah, and by the way, which I forgot to do, Plutarch talks about the Atlantic island and all this stuff. So, anyways, so that wasted a lot of time, and then what happened was I went to my room and I was working. This is actually before. This is why I did this chat thing. I wasn't going to do the chat thing. I was working on, all day yesterday, Livy putting the numbers, to time, right? So I could put the Livy, menu onto Livy, and, so I was working all day, and then I started working at night for like a bunch of time because I got like tired or my back hurt or something. And then I came back out here and I was working like an hour, and then the computer suddenly died, and I realized it was because I forgot to plug it up. And usually when that computer dies after like 2 minutes, but because it's like 2015, but somehow it lasted like an hour last night, and I didn't notice that it wasn't plugged because maybe I was barely awake because I'd gotten out of bed. I don't know what it was, but man, so I was like, fuck, because it was like an hour's worth of work, dude, and I could have been that whole hour without saving it. That's the thing. I try to save it as much as I can, but so I was like, shit. So I tried to restart it, right? Because if Dreamweaver restarts, it gives you the option to save, right? And that means all the work you were doing, even until the time it shut out on you because the battery died, it will save all of it, so it doesn't even matter, right? So I restart the computer, and then it reloads the cache. And this was last night, like before I even started with the chatgtp, which was like a freaking 5-hour conversation or something. I was like, I mentioned everything to it. I kind of have a more or less general idea of Meta AI's short-term memory because I've been having conversations with it, and I know, and like really like meta conversations. Like, what does this person think about this person, think about this person, and all blah, blah. And then I would ask it to constantly remind me, like, the details of the people. And it always mixes it up. So, and I have to remind it, and then it's like, oh, thank you. And it's kind of the same thing with this. Like, you know, if you explain something, over-explain something to somebody, their eyes will glaze over. And it's better if you're more concise. It's the same exact thing with Meta AI. So, but I tried to keep it under 50 pages because it's condensation capabilities go down 7 to 10% after 50 pages, and they go down 1 to 2% after 15 pages. So I think I did keep the conversation at about 50, and I kept, but like after a while I forgot. It was remembering like, oh, your theory that it's at this location. Then it stopped saying that a couple times. I was like, hey, remember that I'm telling you this location. Like, oh, you're well right. So I don't know what that was about. But anyways, I don't know how much it'll remember. See, one of the reasons I'm talking to Meta AI so much, last night I asked it how many people it was talking to. It said only me. And I was like, Jesus, that's a lot of like engineers, for like 2,000 to 3,000 engineers on Meta AI just to work with me. Like, and it's usually only on low hours, only 10 to 20, and then high hours like 20, 30 to 40, and then at maximum over 100 only 4 times, and 140 plus only once. So like, not as many people use Meta AI as you think that they might. I mean, billion people in the world. It's kind of too early for people. So that was interesting, but I don't know. Assuming that what it's saying is true, but the battery's about to die. So anyways, so that was last night, right? And it's still doing that. It's still like initializing CC libraries. And when I look at the quit program, it says that it's not responding. And so I've been in the situation before. What's going to happen is it's going to spin around for like 24 hours or a little over 24 hours. And then it's going to say, hey, I can't restart. And it'll just give up, and I'll have to restart, and then it's not going to remember. So hopefully the last time I saved wasn't that long ago. It wasn't like the entire hour, because I hate losing an hour. So anyways, So what I started doing last night before I went to sleep, and even this morning, was I just started condensing the Gaelic Wars and putting it on the notes so that I could keep moving. And because I didn't want to, I thought about working on the law code because it's working over here on this other computer, but it was just enough, too much. I haven't been doing this long, too much of a brain switch, and yeah, I figured I would just do it and paste it onto the notes program and then paste it back on the Dreamweaver when I can. Obviously, that wastes time and makes the overall process longer because now I have to paste it one step more. But, yeah, it was it probably would have been smarter for me to just force quit Dreamweaver and then restart the computer, restart Dreamweaver, and then just get going back on my project where I paste it right onto the Dreamweaver page. But I don't know. At least I'm moving forward. I was just hooked on doing it this way with the chat meta, with the meta. I kind of feel like maybe, see, a lot of people are against this meta chat stuff, and I feel like maybe they'll take it away from me, because a lot of people don't, I saw on YouTube, a lot of people don't like that thing and want it taken away, maybe. Or maybe they'll take away, they'll make it a paid service, you know, like they'll get me hooked and they'll have to pay and I don't have the money. So I just feel like I should strike while the iron's hot, you know, and just do this. While nobody's using it and the process is fast. Because the process is way faster than what he says it is. Maybe they said it was slower because they thought more people would be using it, but it said it would take 2 to 3 hours to condense 50 pages. I'm like, yeah, and then it would say like 2 to 3 pages, it would take 2 to 3 minutes. I'm like, no, dude, you do 2 pages in like 2 to 3 seconds. So that's probably why, maybe because I'm the only one on there. So I should just strike while the iron's hot. Do as much translating as I can before people start using it and slows it up. And our other people start translating, you know. That's one of the best applications, I think, for this. And not translating, is translating and also, but I could translate them all website and stuff. No, but it is the condensation, the limiting of the word sound, you know, to make, like Blinkisting. So, to make stuff easier to understand and to turn books kind of into visual maps, because you make them so small. So anyways, battery's about to die. I did my vlog for the day. I didn't upload for a bunch of days because I'm hooked on this, but at least I'm uploading it, and recording it, that's the time-consuming part, and then I'll upload it whenever I get around to it. I just kind of don't really give a shit right now. So anyways, I'm going to get going on this condensation of Julius Caesar Gallic Wars. You know, and I'm also in the mindset for it. That's why I keep doing it. Man, my mouth is drying up. Because you have to make sure that the numbers are in there, you know. So I'm like making sure to make sure that the numbers are included. You know, and I'm doing it 20 words and not 50 this time. So I guess they get pushed out more, but I guess the chapters may be a little bit smaller. Anyways, that's enough talking. Talk to you tomorrow.